From Lalate News headquarters in Santa Monica, this is the Midday Report on Lalate.
It's a big day here at midday on Lalate with incredible news about your fourth stimulus check update of 2021. In this recording, we'll go over that monthly stimulus check and why it's now confirmed from the number one guy on Capitol Hill to exclusively in a world exclusive to this channel. Monthly stimulus check you're only going to hear on this channel, confirmed in a breaking news world exclusive. We'll go over the monthly stimulus checks and why the Democrats are likely to give you more months of checks. Then we cut to the recon. Done deal, signed, sealed. In fact, the number one guy in the Biden administration speaks out about this recon and refers to it as a done deal. I'll have all the details about this as well. Then we cut to the big money that is in that fourth stimulus recon. Application-based checks that you're going to kill if you're a Purple Hawk. It's a lot of money, and you're going to learn how to get that money in this video. And then finally, we meet one viewer of this channel who got $80,000 of stimulus checks 2 weeks ago, and this week got $150,000 on top of that. You'll meet this viewer, and you'll understand how you can get these big sums of money as well. It's all happening, and it's all happening right now. World exclusives and details for big monies you've never seen anywhere else, except at noontime. Hey, good noontime, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day across the board. Yes, Congress has been in meetings all weekend long about that monthly stimulus check, and the number one guy wants you to have a monthly stimulus check. I'll go over all the incredible details you're only hearing on this channel, because this is why you watch LA. World exclusive about that MSC you're not going to hear anywhere else from broadcast media or other YouTube channels, because they don't do the type of reporting you're going to see in this recording. Then you're going to meet one viewer who got $80,000 2 weeks ago for himself, and then turned around and got $150,000 for other people as well. You're going to see why you can get this big sums of money, why Purple Hawks are changing the landscape of stimulus. And then we cut to the big money that's under fourth stimulus application base and why you're going to kill it, why you're going to be flexing your muscles going into these final days of these big pushes for fourth stimulus. And when it becomes law, how you're going to get these big sums of money. It's so much exciting, great news. I'm so excited for you to join me on an incredible live broadcast direct from Santa Monica, and this is LA. If you're new to finding this channel, let me tell you what this channel does. It's the only 24-hour day, 7 days a week, financial news channel in America. That's first. Number two, the only channel you're going to hear world exclusives only on this channel. That's why this channel is number one. I have world exclusive about monthly stimulus checks, the provisions, the persons, and the deal items that are at issue. You're only going to hear this on this channel and nowhere else, directly from the legislators' office themselves. Then you're going to learn about how to get big sums of money under third stimulus. You may have gone to a $1,400 stimulus check, but did you know you can get $80,000 and tell other people how to get $150,000 on top of that? You're going to meet the incredible viewer who's one of many who's done that as well. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers for a reason. There's no place like Lalate. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, or Calcino VIP. Let's cut to those monthly stimulus checks that every Democrat has talked about wanting to give you. The only people who don't want you to think they're talking about it are Republicans and naysayers. Every Democrat has talked about it a lot. Let's go over what they've proposed. They all propose monthly, but they don't always say the amount, and they also don't often say the number of months, which is a key issue. Let's go over the comparison of them starting right now. We have the Senate group, Warren, Wyden, and Wyden, calling for a monthly stimulus check, but they don't say the amount, at least not until later in this video. Stay the final 15 minutes of this video. And they don't say the number of checks. We have AOC and Omar calling for a monthly, but they say 2,000, but they don't say the number of months. We have the House Ways and Means calling for a monthly, but they don't say the number of months or the amount. Of course, Americans are calling for a monthly 2,000, but they're not the legislators. What are the legislators putting to bill? They're putting a House bill. They have put together a House bill that calls for $1,000 a month after the first month, pandemic plus 1 year, which amounts to $13,000 of checks. So vote House or Senate, and tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is this beautiful day. I'm live here in Santa Monica, California, and it's cooling down because it was very hot yesterday. The beaches are packed like sardines. Who gets his fourth stimulus check? Democrats represent that. If you got a third, you get a fourth. Single individual, $75,000 less, you get a fourth stimulus check. Democrats represent. Married couple, $150,000 less, Democrats represent, you get one as well. Double it. Family of four, Democrats represent, you get one as well. Quadruple it. And if you're on benefits, like SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, you get a fourth stimulus check as well. It's not income, it's not taxable, and it would be the same amount for everyone, and it's not a waivable check. But in a world exclusive in the final 15 minutes of this video, stay to the very end, you're going to learn why there will be a fourth stimulus check. Why the number one guy on Capitol Hill who is overseeing this bill wants to give you a monthly stimulus check. Why do broadcast news reporters not cover the story? Because they haven't asked him. This channel did. And we got the exact direct quote. And he's not the only person on that committee that wants you to have a monthly stimulus check. It's incredible, great news. All the details of it is coming up in the final 15 minutes of this video. We'll also be going over fifth stimulus, which heats up, raises your benefits for SSI and SSDI. But first, let's go over cold turkey. Let's talk no nonsense right now. There's no fourth stimulus check lying in your bank account this week. You need money this week. Let's look at the landscape of where we are. The eviction moratorium, federal eviction moratorium, over. Some states and counties have extended it. Some cities as well. The unemployment benefits, enhanced unemployment benefits, over. Not being extended by the federal government. Nope, not getting extended. And the states are not doing it either. Even though they have the funds to do it, they've elected not to do it. And the job numbers from last Friday, bad. So you need money. Let's understand that. Fourth stimulus is not coming. So where is the money available for you? Third stimulus. This channel is the channel that gets people money. And let's meet Johnny, who I got $80,000 from this channel 2 weeks ago. Johnny was watching this channel, and he was one of three people 2 weeks ago who started the week at $0. By the middle of the week, he was at $40,000 with three other people. They stopped at $40,000. They got three items across this channel. And I've detailed them extensively on the videos. But Johnny didn't stop at $40,000 by the middle of the week. He continued through the weekend. This is 2 weeks ago. And he got 7 items, bringing his grand total to $80,000. This is 2 weeks ago. $80,000. Let's go over these incredible stimulus items that Johnny got checks for, amounting to $80,000 2 weeks ago. He got $12,000 for SNAP, EIDL, $10,000, $2,000 of taxes. He got $21,000 for rent from one place and another $25,000 for rent from another place. He got $9,000 for utilities, and he's getting $50 a month. Grand total, $79,800. That was Johnny's detail. An incredible success story 2 weeks ago. But success doesn't stop with one person on this channel, because Johnny turned to his family members and his friends the week after, this last week, and said, have you been watching Lalate? People are changing history on that channel. They're getting massive sums of money. And he said, I just got $80,000. Let me read to you exactly what Johnny updates us with. Hey, Lalate, just like you've been reporting about, I've been talking about you to my friends and family. As of today, I've helped 5 friends save their homes and put food on their table. And 3 family members thought I was full of it. Now, I paused there for an obvious reason, because this is what I dealt with when third stimulus became law in January this year. People looked at it as just a stimulus check. Okay, I got a $1,400 third stimulus check in January. I'm ready for the fourth one. Where's the fourth one? It's not coming this week. You need money. The fourth stimulus check is not coming this week. And so Johnny's family members thought just stimulus check from IRS to stimulus check from IRS. They didn't think of there was other stimulus checks that you pick up the phone to get, like SNAP. And Johnny said, no. I just got $80,000 last week. What do you mean that you got $80,000? From what? From third stimulus. But I thought that was just a $1,400. No, there's other money in there. This is what this kid is showing these people. And then he had to convince his own family members. They thought I was full of it until they started getting it. They got SNAP because it was a SNAP. And oh my God, this is his exact words. 2 separate family members each got $41,500 in less than 1 week. And the other one got $57,600. Grand total over $150,000 that Johnny, who had gotten $80,000 for himself the week before, got his friends and families. This channel has been awesome to see people stop stressing about your bills. You've helped so many other people tremendously. You are such a godsend. Purple Power, Purple Hawk. So let's get that big money for you right now. This is money for rent, utilities, mortgages, and homeowners' utilities. I'm going to get this money for you right now. This is available right now. As you saw, Johnny went from his friends and family went from 0 to $150,000 in less than 5 days. Johnny went from 0 to $80,000 in less than 5 days. So we're going to get from rent, utilities, mortgage assistance, and homeowners' utilities started right now. Let's start with the rent money. How much are people getting from rent on this channel? They're getting over $20,000. A lot of people are generally getting closer to $30,000. $20, $22, $24, $25, $27,000. When we talk about utilities, Johnny just got $9,000. So why is Johnny on the high end? Because the numbers are getting better because the viewers are getting more sophisticated. The more I make the video, the more I cover the subject matter, the more sophisticated the viewers are becoming. The more you watch the videos, the more you subscribe and become a member, the better you're becoming. Then we have the viewers, Purple Hawks, Purple Powers, getting big sums of money for Snap. You're going to meet someone in a second who got $19,000. And then we got the viewers who got 3 items. Look at this. Nancy had 3 items at $32,000. Nisi, 3 items at $23,000. And there's Mark at $32,000. Mark's incredible second update, I'm saving for later this week because, boy, that is an incredible update. But let me give you Mark's first update. Mark had gotten 2 items on this channel for $32,000. I said to Mark on camera for 5 days, get Snap. 4 wonderful stories came from Mark. Number 1, within less than 5 days, Mark got that Snap. Number 2, he realized not to get just Snap, number 3, third item, but to get other items, and he is getting the other items. Number 4, he told his friend and neighbor, just like Johnny did, about this channel. And that neighbor went from 0 to $21,000 of rent in 5 days. And that is not an unusual story, nor is Johnny's, nor is Mark's. Because guess what? Shanann did the same thing a week ago as well. She told her friend about this channel, and the friend went from 0 to $21,000 for rent, utilities, food in less than 5 days. And then Mark finally got that Snap. How much did Mark get? He got $19,000 initially, bringing Mark's grand total from this channel on 3 items initially to $50,500. But guess what? Mark got more money. I'm going to detail that later in this video this week to you as well. There's Mark at $50,500, and viewers are getting bigger sums than even that. Here is Lorraine at $106,000 because this is LA. And this is the only place in America. I know this may sound peculiar. There's a lot going on in this video. The first part of this video, I'm showing you the massive sums of money you can get right now because 4 stimulus checks are not landing this week, and you need money right now. And I've been doing this since day one. This is the only channel in America where the host and the channel get you fortunes. I've been doing this since day one. When the EIDL loan and EIDL grant went live, people applied and their applications were stalled. They were not getting approved. I call it the 330, the 331, the 484 text. I got viewers $25 million of EIDL loans. No place anywhere on the globe were more loans approved because of one place, this channel. Helping people save their homes, their employees' homes, and also their businesses. Then 3 days later, a very confusing application went live. It was so confusing because it was a brand new application no one ever heard about before. And states like Florida and Texas just delayed going live with it. Eileen Bellenkamp out of Florida got money for this channel, $15,000. What was that confusing application? PUA. In fall of December 2020, it was just like now. There was no second stimulus check coming. Just like there's no 4th stimulus check coming this week. And you needed money. So I got viewers $250,000 of rent, like Tyrone and his family for out of Boston, paid all their rent to the new year. But now we're going to do it again because you are going to kill it. You're going to be the next Johnny. You're going to be the next Mark starting today. Get a pen, paper ready. Here are the introductory remarks. Number 1, I'm going to show you 6 places to get money. If one says no, reach out to the next one. They have different eligibility and they have their own pot of money. Number 2, listen to the keywords I say in this video. It helps get people approved. Number 3, every state has the same amount of money given to them by the federal government. And finally, listen to the keywords and push. And don't settle for just one item. Get as many items as you can get. Here you go. Here are the 6 places to reach out to. Your city hall, your city house authority. That's 2. Your county hall, your county house authority. That's 4. And your state hall and your state house authority. That's 6. The keywords you're going to say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage, or utility assistance because of COVID. That's it. You got this. You can do this. I have faith in you. And congratulations to everyone who got money for rent or utilities. If you got as well, post in the live chat. Tim and Linda got this money as well. The next part of the money is the money for SNAP. SNAP you get from Department of Agriculture. It's a SNAP to get, just like Johnny said. Eligibility is easier than a stimulus check. And how much does it pay? It's money for food. How much does it pay? Mark got $19,000, but Mark is now sitting on $25,000 annually, lifetime, because of this channel. What happened? 2 weeks ago, I delivered the breaking news live on air. Department of Agriculture raised everyone's benefits up lifetime, automatically, an average of 25% nationwide. And yes, that's lifetime. Incredible, great news. So Mark is going from $19,000 to $25,000. Congratulations to Tim and Linda, who got this money as well. And Gail got this money, and Lynn Glenn got it for herself and her son and her mom. If you got SNAP, post in the live chat. The next part of the money is the money coming back from your state due to overpayment of unemployment and a computer error. This is where the states had overpaid you due to computer error. Well, the federal government has ordered them to return that money back to you. One viewer got $3,000, one other viewer got $5,000. And the last part of the money is the refund check coming back from IRS. This is the unemployment benefits you pay taxes on. Well, guess what? It's coming back to you. The average payment is somewhere between $1,200 to $2,000. Margaret got it, Todd got it, Michael got it. More about that in a second. But here's a personal message from me to you. This channel was launched for me to help you. I understand this channel does a lot. 24 hours a day, breaking news, financial news, getting you money, and then world exclusives about the upcoming stimulus package. But my focus is to help you. And I really get inspired when you help others as well. So jump in the live chat and post a success story you got for rent, utilities, food, or internet. Anything you got, post it. Because people just need to pick up the phone and call. It's the hardest thing to just make that first phone call. You saw what Johnny went through. His family member said, why would I pick up the phone? I thought everything just comes automatically from IRS. No, pick up the phone. And now that they've picked up the phone, they have $150,000. They just had to pick up the phone. Post your success stories in the live chat because you inspire people to pick up the phone. They realize these sums of money are not $10. These are massive sums of money. This creates incredible financial freedom, as Johnny said. Financial freedom starts with having your bills paid by the federal government. Financial dependency, which is what I started covering last year, which I vow against vehemently on this channel. It's saying I need a check from the federal government, otherwise I can't this. No, this is financial independence. This is massive sums of money. $40, $50, $150,000 for you to get right now. It creates financial independence for you and your family. So go get it right now. Let's cut back to those unemployment benefits. Where are they landing? Direct deposit, otherwise in the mail. Can you track it? Yeah, go to irs.gov and do a transcript search. And 70% of the time it will work. It'll reveal the refund check you're getting and the tax return you filed, and then it'll reveal stuff you wish you'd never seen, like Mitch McConnell's fan club. What? Is there one? I just don't know. And there you go. And let's go into the second part of this video, starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. A $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. And guess who confirmed that yesterday? The president's chief of staff. It's like he was watching this channel, just not wearing a purple shirt. He confirmed exactly the same words I say on this channel. The $3.5 trillion recon is a done deal. Why? Because it was passed 2 weeks ago. And that's what he repeated back to the press. Recon pass, meaning reconciliation, $3.5 trillion, all checks for the American people, no checks for corporations, and the biggest recon we've ever seen in this History Channel. It's incredible, great news. I'll be going over more about these items in that recon in the final 15 minutes of this video and the wonderful checks that you're going to clean up on in this forced stimulus recon. But first, let's go over how we got to this spot so you understand what this recon really is. They took roads and bridges out of the recon initially back in June. That made the recon passable. And where do those roads and bridges go? To something called the bipartisan, into the bipartisan. A conservative publication confirms what I'm reporting. The higher the price tag was on the recon, the harder it was to pass it. There you go. But by allowing the Democrats to take out some of the spending from the recon, the roads and bridges put into the bipartisan, the overall price tag of the recon got smaller. In other words, the bipartisan made the recon passable. There's different ways to report news. Report the news when the house is burning down, or report the news a month earlier when you say there may be a gas break in the area that could cause houses to burn down? Well, I report news way in advance. That's true breaking news. And in the month of June and July, I told you that the recon was going to pass. How did I know? Because the Democratic caucus, House and Senate members had met with the president and agreed upon, one, a recon, and two, the price tag. What you're hearing for the first time on Noontime right now is the following explanation of how Democrats legislate with Democrats. We don't need a single Republican to pass a recon. So it's just Democrats talking with Democrats. How do they do the recon substantive next? It involves going to another Democrat's office, talking it through, saying, what do you like, what do you not like, and coming to a verbal agreement. Once they have that verbal agreement, then they're done. All they have to do is write it up and call the ceremonial vote. That's the process, not the reverse, which is no one has any thought process. We write something and then we argue about it when we have the bill. No. It's the reverse. They first agree upon it, then they write their confirmation, their agreement in writing, and then they call the ceremonial vote. And what you're hearing on this channel is was confirmed by Ron Klain, the president's chief of staff over the weekend, which is that all the Democrats are still in town. Over the weekend, you met Frida. She's freedom of speech, Frida. She has a lot of fake facts, and she says fake facts get freedom of speech. Do they, Frida? So one of her fake facts are all Democrats are gone, and they're not showing up for 20 years, and they're going to leave you high and dry. No, who told you that, Glenn Beck? No, in fact, Ron Wyden, Ron Klain, a lot of Rons here, Chuck Schumer, and Bernie Sanders all confirmed that all the Democrats were working on the provisions of the recon substantive all this weekend and all last week, and of course this week to come. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By agreeing upon the recon price tag, $3.5 trillion, and that's why Representative Ilhan Omar, Democrat, Minnesota, Representative Richie Torres, Democrat, New York, had said before they were agreeing upon a price tag, we need to go big and bold. And once they agreed upon a price tag, then the president said, well, protect my recon through this voting process. That was about 2 months ago when he said that. He told that to Brian Schatz and Jalopal. So now that the recon is passed, what's next? Let's go over recon substantive, which is what they're working on now. Let's go over the difference between recon and bipartisan, and let's go over all the details starting right now. Very, very simple when it's explained slowly. So we have two paths that have to be done. Recon, your money, also called reconciliation, also called the budget bill. Price tag $3.5 trillion, also called the Democratic spending plan, the social reform plan. Bipartisan, not your money, roads and bridges, also called infrastructure, price tag $1.5 trillion. Step one was to get that recon procedural done. That's the tow truck, done. Tow truck is over the finish line, done. And that was passed 2 weeks ago. So now they're doing recon substantive. Let's go over what recon substantive is after recon procedural. It's very, very simple. Watch the following word committees in the next two graphics, because I'm going to go back to this in the final 15 minutes of this video. Stay to the very end. Price tag and committees. That's what recon procedural agreed upon. Do we agree to do a recon 3.5 trillion where it's given this amount to that committee and this committee? Yes. Done. Deal. Signed. Sealed. So recon substantive, which we're doing right now, is how those committees are spending the money. Incredible. How do we get to this wonderful spot? From Jalopal, who recently wrote Schumer's a letter saying, Chuck, call the vote. That letter was signed by 12 House Democrats, part of 100 plus House Democrats, who wrote the president a letter saying, we're going to be giving you monthly stimulus checks. Understand, it's hard to find a Democrat who's not talking about stimulus checks, even monthly stimulus checks. They're all talking about it. The only people who want you to think that they're not talking about it are Republicans and conservative media. Say that they're not talking about it. Act like it doesn't exist. Make it disappear into la-la land. No, Democrats are talking about nonstop amongst themselves. But conservative media wants you to think that it's not there. And conservative viewers, or what we call trolls, they want to jump in the comments and say, I haven't heard it, I haven't seen it. No one's talking about it. Are you getting paid to do that? Are you getting paid to push the fake narrative? Because Frida has a lot of cash in her hand. Maybe she's paid for it. Let's look at who else wants those monthly stimulus checks. Warren, Wyden, Sanders. And then we have the House bill signed by nearly 100 plus House Democrats. We have AOC and Omar. We have all the members on the Ways and Means Committee, and we have more. How do we get to this wonderful spot? By taking roads and bridges out of the recon, but also taking the global minimum corporate tax rate out of the forced stimulus recon. This is what Ron Klain spoke about this yesterday. Ron Klain, the president's chief of staff, said, you know what? We don't have to worry about the national debt because this recon is all paid for by corporate taxes being raised on corporations that are making $1 trillion a year and paying zero in taxes. And there you go. Can we top that? Yes. As we go into the final 15 minutes of this video, we'll be going over the world exclusive, the number one guy who wants you to have stimulus checks. And once you're back, it's such a change from 2020 where we said we wanted stimulus checks, but who has our back? Now he has stimulus checks and they're monthly and he wants your back. Ready for you to make history, make news, not just report it. And then we turn to fifth stimulus, which raises your benefits up if you're on SSI and SSDI. And we'll be going over what these application-based checks mean under fourth stimulus. So much happening. But first, if you've had problems getting the other sums of money, because I want you to get at least one from third stimulus, reach out to the volunteer. They're on the communities page. It's at news.lalate.com. They're in the description of this video. Here's a little bit about them, and I'll be back with you in 60 seconds as this exciting world exclusive at noontime continues. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LA Daily for the excitement of the new LA live daily. The excitement starts on mornings LA at 9 a.m. Home LA returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoons LA at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LA Late. And the excitement continues at noontime live from Santa Monica this beautiful day. The beaches are packed and the weather is starting to cool after it was very, very hot yesterday. Tell me where you're tuning in from and how the weather is. Congratulations to Dean Powell for the very nice comment during the commercial break. Purple Hawk of 7 months. If you haven't become a member, the link is under the video. In the second half of this video, we'll be going over the world exclusive only hearing on this channel as the #1 Democrat on the subject matter wants to give you that monthly stimulus check. And he's asking for you to watch his back. We have all the incredible details of that in the second half of this video. We'll be going over the fifth stimulus very quickly. And then we'll be cutting to the application-based checks that are in that fourth stimulus and why Purple Hawks are going to kill it. But donut guys and donut girls are going to be a little bit confused if it's thinking it's all direct deposit. It's not. Then we'll be going into what you need to do to make history. There's so much happening across the board. I'm really excited for you to join me. And this is a big noontime on LA, America's only 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, financial news channel America. So subscribe. 400,000 subscribers on YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. Purple Hawk, Purple Power, Casino VIP. Let's cut to that fifth stimulus just briefly. What the president proposed and what's happening. Because as Calendar Colleen says, it's September. It's September. You know what that means. Time to start drafting fifth stimulus. Fifth stimulus is the raise your benefits up if you're on SSI, SSDI, Social Security, and Railroad benefits. What do? Step one is they raise your benefits up lifetime. Then they remove the asset cap. They remove they apply an inflationary benchmark, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty. How does this work? If you're on benefits, SSI, SSDI, Social Security, Railroad benefits, Veterans benefits, SSA, they raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they apply the new benchmark, which is inflation, which is going up, which is going to reach a big peak at the end of this year. Boy, the Central Bank of Europe is meeting this week, talking about tapering because they're worried about inflation. Brazil is looking at potentially 5% inflation. Lots of worries about inflation. So let's do the analysis. First, they'll raise your benefits up a lifetime. Then they'll apply the new benchmark. If it's 5%, you'll go up another 5%. Lifetime, because once your benefits go up, they never go down. They're going to move the income cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't work and stay on 60s law that says you can't work and stay on benefits. They're going to remove the asset cap, dating back to a 1980s law that says you can't have more than $3,000 in hand. And finally, they're going to move the marriage penalty. And love is going to win, and you'll be able to marry your longtime love interest and no longer fear loss of benefits, like Rob and Sandy. And there you go. Will there be a fifth stimulus check? They represent there will be next year. And finally, Purple Hawks. If you're in the live chat and you have not, or watching this video later in the day, and you have not become a member, what are you doing? The link to become a member, join, is underneath the video. Join today, become a Purple Hawk, Purple Power Calcino VIP, and get delivered to you daily from me via the YouTube and Lalate alert system, a breakdown of all the big money available for you under first, second, and third stimulus. Johnny's story is a testament to what Purple Hawks do. Purple Hawks was launched by me in January. That's why you see Dean as a 7-month member. Because I said at the time, $1,400 third stimulus check, okay, but there's a lot of other money in that third stimulus package besides that. Elsewhere, people just wanted you to forget about what else is in the third stimulus package because they didn't want to take the time, the effort, or the educational experience of explaining to you where this money in this third stimulus package is for you. They didn't really care. They didn't really care. They just wanted to sort of say, stimulus check, third stimulus check, fourth stimulus check, fifth. They just want to keep on regurgitating it. But you deserve this money. This is your money. And I took the time and effort one at a time of all these items for you to get. And it's paying off. Because I initially said I can get you $14,000 on the third stimulus. Now you see, Johnny, $80,000 2 weeks ago. His family members, $150,000 5 days later. Viewers are getting big sums of money because this money is available now. Fourth stimulus not paying this week. You need money right now. This money is available right now. So consider becoming a member. The link's under the video, and learn about all the big money available for you to get right now under third stimulus. And with that, we go into the final 15 minutes of this video. We're starting right now. Deal done, signed, sealed. $3.5 trillion of checks are coming to the American people under the fourth stimulus recon. It's incredible, great news. Let's go over all the details starting right now. Number one, a recon has been agreed upon. Number two, agreed upon and passed. Number two, the price tag is $3.5 trillion. This is huge because the previous stimulus packages were a fraction of that, and almost all for corporations. This is much bigger and all for the American people. Number three, it's all checks. And finally, most of the checks in there, before we get to the IRS checks with the legislator, are application-based. What does application-based mean? It's what you've been doing all along. You pick up the phone, you say, I want that money. Remember that graphic early in this video where I said, remember this graphic with the word committees? They're going to have your money. So you're going to reach out to them and call because they're different committees for different subject matters like dental and vision. IRS doesn't have checks for your vision or your dental. These committees will have the money for you to get. And you're going to pick up the phone and you are going to kill it, Purple Power. Who's not going to kill it is Donut Guy, who thinks that everything automatically comes to you. No one automatically knows anything about your teeth. No one automatically knows anything about your internet. This is where Purple Hawks are going to kill it. Let's go over what's proposed for some of these application-based so you see why this requires you to pick up the phone. And let's look at some of the proposed items. Not law, but at least proposed. Free school meals for all, checks. Tax break checks. Cheaper prescription medication checks. Then farming checks. Checks for free internet. Checks for workers like independent contractors, checks for Medicare, for seniors, Medicare expansion being dropped, lower eligibility age, checks for dental, checks for vision, checks for hearing care. You see that IRS would never have a check for your dental or your internet. They don't know about your dental or internet. You'd pick up the phone, call that committee, detailed in this video, and say, I want that money. You wouldn't have to fill out a 50-page application. That's not what I'm talking about. You just have to pick up the phone, and you've been doing this since day one on this channel. Whether it's PBT or SNAP or it's EIDL or rent or utilities or PPP, you've been picking up the phone all along and saying, I want that money. And you're going to do so well. The difference of the forced stimulus is there's going to be a lot of different checks and a lot of different committees. So you're not going to stop with one check. You're going to keep on pushing. Just like Johnny, who got 7 items. You're going to do the same thing under forced stimulus. Now let's cut to the IRS check, the check that comes from Department of Treasury to you. Let's go over that and the push from the number one guy on Capitol Hill to give you a monthly stimulus check. Now, you understand what you're watching. You're watching a YouTube channel. You're watching one guy with a whole set of orchids behind him. And what am I up against? I'm up against broadcast media who owns 500 local news stations across the country. And what are they doing? They're not picking up the phone. They're not calling any legislator. They're not calling a senator. They're not calling a House member and asking them, is there a stimulus check or a monthly stimulus check? They're just saying, I haven't heard about it, so maybe it doesn't exist. And sending out that story until you found this channel. Turn off those other channels. Turn off the broadcast reporters. Turn off conservative media and turn off other YouTube channels because this channel is delivering world exclusives starting right now. I told viewers of this channel about 4 weeks ago to pick up the phone and call Democratic senators and push them to give you a monthly stimulus check. And along the way, one viewer did. His name was WR and called Senator Chris Coons, Democrat, Delaware, senator, one of Joe Biden's oldest confidants, spoke to a staffer professionally, respectfully, and kindly. And the staffer told WR, the viewer of this channel, that yes, Senator Chris Coons will be proposing a monthly stimulus check. Well, hello. Do you think anyone else picked up the phone and asked Chris Coons? No, of course not. There started the ball rolling. Then last week, before we go into what happened last week, let's understand what recon is. The full name of the recon is Forced Stimulus Reconciliation Budget Bill. It's a budget bill. What committee in the Senate oversees the budget bill? The Budget Committee. Just sort of obvious. The Budget Committee with the budget bill. Yeah. And who is the head of that Budget Committee? The Budget Chairman. Oh, yeah. The Budget Chairman oversees the Budget Committee with the budget bill. I got it. And who's the chairman? What's the chairman's name? Bernie Budget Sanders. The Budget Chairman of the Budget Committee that oversees the budget bill. Okay. Who wants to give you a monthly stimulus check? Bernie Sanders. How do we learn that? Because we asked him and he told us. Is that sort of obvious? It just seems sort of obvious. But not one broadcaster cared to ever do that. In fact, Bernie Sanders last weekend said, call me. He basically said that. What happened last weekend? Last weekend, Bernie Sanders went into the weekend saying, as we look back on history, prior budget chairmen just do their thing in D.C., but I like to get out amongst the people. I immediately told viewers of this channel, that is a translation to say he wants to hear from you. He wants to hear from you. He wants to hear your input on what to do with the budget bill. Because guess what? He's meeting 5 to 4 times a day with Chuck Schumer amending the recon substantive ideas verbally. Ron Wyden's working around the clock on the recon substantive. Ron Klain says they're working. They're all working on the oral agreement provisions of the forced stimulus recon right now. He wants to hear from you. So on air, I said, call him. How many of you called him? Not a lot. Lynn Glenn called Bernie Sanders' office, and Brother Joshua, a longtime viewer and a community volunteer from 2020, picked up the phone and called Bernie Sanders' office in D.C. and professionally, respectfully, and kindly talked about the need for a monthly stimulus check. The opening response from Bernie Sanders' staffer was, well, of course Bernie Sanders is proposing a monthly stimulus check on the forced stimulus package. Well, there you go. Any other YouTube channel pick up the phone and call? No. Any broadcast channel pick up the phone and call? No. How many conservative media do want to say, there's no stimulus check, the Republicans aren't going to let you have one? We don't need a Republican vote for it. How many conservative media or conservative trolls want to say, there's no one talking about it? Everyone's talking about it. If you ask them, they're talking about it. If you look at every time they've written about it, they're talking about it. And here, it was talked about very clearly. The staffer told Brother Joshua, yes, Bernie Sanders will be putting a monthly forced stimulus check in the forced stimulus recon. Well, there you go. What are the deal provisions? Let's go over all of them right now. This was indicated to Brother Joshua in the conversation. Number one. Number two, actually, a stimulus check, $1,000 to $1,400 a month. Great. Then a stimulus check monthly. Yes, great. And that the duration would be 3 to 6 months. Awesome. There was a catch. The catch was Bernie Sanders' staffer told Brother Joshua Sanders wants to do this if he has the support of the American people, the support of Purple Power. Well, this is easy. We got this one. We always had the reverse in 2020, where we were pushing for things and we said, who has our back? Is any Democrat in the House or Senate having our back in 2020, we'd always say. This time, they're asking us to support their back. They're asking who has their back. We got this one. Pick up the phone and call Bernie Sanders' office tomorrow, this week. Say, yes, I support you. God bless you. Be professional, respectful, and kind. Lalate, Purple Power, I support you. Thank you for watching out for the American people. We support you. We want you to do this. Thank you. Please do it. Done deal. Very easy. The number one guy on the number one committee that oversees this recon wants you to have a stimulus check if you push. Let's go over the calculations of this. House bill, 12 months it would take to get those checks, $13,000. 12 months to get $13,000. Bernie Sanders' proposal on the high end, 6 months, $1,400 high end. That would take 6 months to get $9,000. Bernie, 6 months to get $9,000 versus waiting a full 12 months to get an extra $4,000. I think you prefer, potentially, Bernie's idea. But push Purple Power. Meantime, let's check in with those cast of characters. They were just a little bit annoying. Who were they? Oh, there is Calendar Colleen. It's September. She's in the comments. She doesn't contribute to anyone of any sort. She just wants to repeat the obvious. It's September. Did you know it's September? Yeah, we do. And then there's Calendar Cod. He doesn't contribute anything. Even the rose is fake. That eyebrow's a little confusing as well. He just keeps on saying, whatever happened in July, whatever happened to August. Do they care about August? Do they care about July? Do they keep their promise? Do they keep their promise? They're keeping their promise. Are you doing anything but talking about promises? Are you picking up the phone and calling Bernie Sanders' office, or are you just talking about July? Pick up the phone and do something instead of always complaining about something from 3 months ago. Pick up the phone and finish it and get it done. And then we have Freedom Frida. Oh, my goodness. Did you know Nancy Pelosi gave herself a salary raise, says Freedom Frida? I did not know that because it's fake. Who told you that? Glenn Beck or Tucker Carlson? It's untrue. Staffers got a salary raise, not Nancy Pelosi. And then my favorite cast of characters. That's Wendy Wen and her husband Will Wen. Where do they live? In Wensville, Missouri, outside of St. Louis. What do they always say? When? When is the bill? When is the vote? When is the second to change? When is my backdrop going to switch from green to blue? When? That's all they ever say. Really not helpful to anything. Just always saying when. Yes, I saw Wendy in the comments earlier today. She just keeps on saying when to everything. When are you going to see you next? I'm next going to be back on Afternoons LA at 1 o'clock. You don't have to lift a finger. This video will automatically take you there. When? 6 seconds after this video is over. And what happens after that? Then we go into our big Afternoons LA at 3 o'clock. It's a big new show. It's going to be a lot of fun. Then we go into Evenings LA at 5 o'clock. And a new programming time slot will be joining this channel tomorrow. So with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want you part of this family. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member. There's a lot on this channel. I got it. We're getting big sums of money. $80,000 in 1 week for Johnny, $150,000 for his family members the next week. We're getting people money. It's your day to get that money as well. We're going over financial news 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we're making history, not just reporting history. We're making news, not just reporting news, with the ability to get that forced stimulus check in our hands monthly. Support Bernie Sanders and step up and become part of the Purple Power. Subscribe and make history right now. And I'll see you next on Afternoons LA starting at 1 o'clock.